this system is all about. Marching is fine. But if I don't know what to do when I get home from the march, or if I'm looking for a leader without understanding that person that I see brushing teeth is the leader. Every single black person has to understand racism, white supremacy. Every black person has to understand my behavior radiating off of my self-respect is what is going to overturn this system of injustice. Now, what is it that I have to do in economics, education, entertainment, labor, law, politics, religion, sex, and war? Put a circle around sex. Because they have deployed a weapon that is sexually transmitted, knowing that it's going to wipe it out. All over Africa. If anybody thinks that some monkey, other than a white monkey, created HIV, come on. This was made to deal with this reality. Knowing that I have deprived these people systematically for hundreds of years. I made them take care of the white baby in the big house and put the black baby in a box out in the field to be taken care of when I get time to take care of it. So that child was what? Dependency deprived. And it radiates through the generations. If anybody wants to understand where drug addiction comes from, where alcoholism comes from, what is alcoholism? Drinking and drinking and drinking, and finally what? Somebody has to pick you up and put you in bed. Or if you've thrown up all over yourself, wash you and clean you up and put you in bed. That's what mothering and fathering was supposed to do. And I'm not talking about parents being bad. I'm talking about parents deliberately being overwhelmed by racism, white supremacy. So if we begin to understand that, then we begin to make some critical choices. What is more important? I mean, we're afraid to go out at night, is that right? Can't walk around in the neighborhood, think you're going to get shot. What is that shooting, robbing, and shooting all about? I need some money. You look like you have money. I'm going to take your money and buy something that I want or that I need. That's somebody who wasn't taken care of. Do you all understand what I'm saying? See, all of this is not accident. This is not an accident. Now, we could be saying, here's our chessboard, this is the black side. Make it a little more plain. So here we are on the black side of the chessboard, this is the white side. And what is chess about, class? White king, checkmate, black king. It's about a game of war. This is why chess is very important as a game in the system of white supremacy. It's about the white king white side always moves first. So white is playing offense, defense. The black side has to play defense, offense. That doesn't change. White always moves first. So on the white side of the chessboard, they're saying we're checkmating the black king. That's why it doesn't look right to have Barack Obama as president. Or a black queen sitting there with him. So we have to have game plan on this side of the board. This is war. Somebody asked Jimmy Connors and Arthur Ashe, what did they think about the game of tennis? Everybody knows who Jimmy Connors is? White. Arthur Ashe, black. Jimmy Connors said tennis was a matter of life and death. Arthur Ashe said it was a fun game. Fun game cannot beat life and death. Those are two different levels of seriousness. The white side of the chessboard is playing white genetic survival by any means necessary. Whether it's unemploying people, putting drugs in their community after you have created dependency deprivation, putting guns in their community because no black people manufacture guns on this planet. No black people are manufacturing plastic bags that drugs are sold in. So everything is coming from outside in deliberately. So nobody's getting over, outsmarting anybody. All the young black men who are showing up in clinics because they're smoking marijuana, they don't know what's in it, and becoming psychotic, brains never getting straight again. That's being done deliberately. This is not happening by accident. So we have to get smart. So what is our game plan on this side of the board? That's a question, class. What do we need to do? I wonder how much the drug companies that are making Viagra, Cialis, making it bigger. This pill will make it bigger. See, we're being beat up on. The beat up on doesn't start in adulthood, it starts in childhood. So what can we do? What can we do if Team Black, not Team Afro-American, if Team Black is intent on checkmating Team White in order to establish justice on this planet so we can have peace. That's what it's about. It's not about doing all this to hate white people. No, creating justice on the planet so there can be peace. But white supremacy says that won't work for me because I feel inadequate, so I have to have all of the oil, all of the money, all of the resources. See, I don't have skin color, so I don't feel adequate. So I gotta have everything. Everything has to be mine and then some. So this won't work for me. But the black people have to say, well, we're the parent people on the planet. We're the mothers and fathers of everybody. Everybody came from black people. So we got to get the houses all collapsed and crumbled, all in complete disarray. So we got to get the house in order. So to get a house in order, what has to happen? Can you sit and say, well, the children are going to take care of it? See, you all, the vibe, I don't even want to think about this right now. The vibe has hit the floor, gone through, don't want to think about. Jesus saves me. And don't misunderstand me. I'm baptized Baptist, christened A&E. That's aside from the point. Who gave our parents that religion? Who told us to worship somebody that looks like the slave master? See, it's like if you are worshiping who enslaves you, that's why the musical Arms Too Short, black people, to box with God. Arms too short to box with the white side of the chessboard. So just go on to your musicals and keep on singing. Keep dressing up, going to your colossal church. But white supremacy is going to reign forever. Now we have to decide that's not enough. Because the children are being destroyed. High school graduate reading on a 3rd grade level. Trying to compete in a world where other people put their stuff together. See, if you look at the Olympics and take a look at China. In the 1940s, China was dirt poor. Dirt poor. They said, we're gonna do something about ourselves. Discipline and hard work. Discipline and hard work. Now, what are we gonna do? You see, because I hope that from what I've said this evening, it would be suicidal for people who classify themselves as white to raise up the people that they are afraid of. That doesn't make sense. But see, it's so quiet because it's almost like you're destroying my dream. I just know that they're going to come to our rescue. See, they act like they like Barack. No, they're hoping that Barack will be a face to the other 9 white people in the world. You see, and help those 9 white people like the white people. What are we going to do, leaders? All of these leaders. What we going to do? What we going to do? What are we willing to sacrifice? Are we willing to say, we really need to check what we're doing Area 8. Area 8 is sex. Or are we just going to continue to pass on HIV to each other? I mean, think about what white supremacy is doing. Back in the 1980s, I said, oh, if this deadly disease that doesn't have any cure, that is sexually transmitted, based on what you learn in medical school and public health, you case find. And if you have a deadly disease, if necessary, you quarantine so you don't give it to everybody. That's what Cuba did, and so they end up with one of the lowest rates. But no, HIV was designed